Hello everyone, and welcome aboard. Today we are heading far into the open ocean to witness one of the most demanding and dramatic forms of commercial fishing in the world, the pursuit of giant sharks using longline fishing gear. Across vast stretches of deep blue water, skilled fishermen prepare for a challenging journey where patience, strength, and experience determine success. Join us as we explore every stage of this remarkable operation, from setting thousands of hooks beneath the waves to the intense struggle of bringing massive ocean predators to the surface. Before dawn, the longline vessel leaves the harbor and begins its journey toward distant offshore waters where giant sharks are known to travel. The crew spends hours checking equipment, preparing bait, organizing hooks, and studying weather reports. Longline fishing requires careful planning because a single fishing line may stretch for dozens of kilometers across the sea. Along this main line, thousands of branch lines are attached, each carrying a strong hook designed to withstand the power of large marine predators. As the vessel reaches the selected fishing grounds, the crew begins the slow and methodical process of deploying the gear. One by one, baited hooks disappear beneath the surface while buoys and markers are placed at regular intervals to track the position of the line. The operation can take several hours, and every crew member has a specific responsibility to ensure the equipment is set correctly. Once the line is fully deployed, the vessel may drift nearby or travel a short distance while the bait remains suspended in the water. Beneath the waves, giant sharks patrol the ocean in search of food. Drawn by the scent of bait, these powerful predators investigate the hooks. Some sharks may circle cautiously before striking, while others attack immediately with tremendous force. Hours later, the crew returns to begin hauling the line. This stage is often the most physically demanding and exciting part of the entire operation. Hydraulic machinery slowly retrieves the massive line while fishermen carefully monitor every section. Signs of movement or sudden tension may indicate the presence of a large shark. As the line rises from the depths, the crew remains alert because giant sharks possess extraordinary strength and can create dangerous situations near the vessel. When a hooked shark approaches the surface, its size often becomes apparent for the first time. Some individuals measure several meters in length and possess immense muscular power. The shark may thrash violently, creating large splashes and testing both the fishing gear and the crew's experience. Working together, the fishermen use specialized equipment to control the animal and safely bring it alongside the vessel. Every movement must be coordinated because a single mistake can damage equipment or endanger crew members. Throughout the process, the captain constantly monitors weather conditions, sea currents, and the position of the vessel. Ocean conditions can change rapidly, and rough seas make the work significantly more difficult. Strong winds, large waves, and heavy rain add further challenges to an already demanding occupation. Despite these difficulties, Experienced fishermen rely on years of knowledge passed down through generations. They understand migration routes, seasonal movements, and environmental conditions that influence shark behavior. Modern technology also plays an important role in longline fishing. Satellite navigation systems help vessels locate productive fishing grounds, while sonar equipment provides valuable information about underwater conditions. Advanced communication systems allow crews to remain in contact with ports and other vessels. These technologies improve efficiency and safety, helping fishermen operate across enormous distances in the open ocean. Longline vessels often remain at sea for extended periods. During these voyages, the crew follows a continuous routine of setting lines, retrieving catches, processing fish, maintaining equipment, and preparing for the next fishing cycle. Life aboard the vessel demands endurance, discipline, and teamwork. Every crew member contributes to the success of the operation, from the captain navigating the vessel to the deckhands handling heavy equipment in challenging conditions. As the fishing trip continues, the vessel may cover hundreds of kilometers in search of productive waters. Each day presents new opportunities and new challenges. Some days produce excellent catches, while others yield very little despite many hours of hard work. This uncertainty is a defining characteristic of life at sea and contributes to the respect fishermen have for the ocean and its resources. The sight of a giant shark emerging from deep water remains one of the most dramatic moments in commercial fishing. It represents the culmination of preparation, patience, and determination. For the crew, every successful catch reflects countless hours of labor and the ability to overcome the unpredictable nature of the marine environment. Through skill, experience, and perseverance, longline fishermen continue to operate in some of the world's most remote and demanding waters, carrying forward a tradition that has shaped coastal communities for generations. As the vessel continues its operations across the open ocean, the crew enters another demanding phase of the fishing cycle. After each section of longline is retrieved, hooks are inspected, damaged leaders are replaced, and fresh bait is prepared for the next deployment. The deck never remains quiet for long. Coils of rope, steel leader, floats, and hooks must be organized carefully because efficiency can determine the success of the entire voyage. Experienced deckhands move quickly but cautiously, knowing that every piece of equipment is under tremendous tension and can become dangerous if handled incorrectly. During peak fishing periods, several giant sharks may be encountered in a single haul. Each shark reacts differently when brought toward the surface. Some remain relatively calm until they see the vessel, while others begin powerful bursts of movement long before reaching daylight. The force generated by these massive predators can be astonishing. Thick steel leaders bend under pressure, and heavy-duty hooks are tested to their limits. The crew relies on specialized hydraulic systems capable of lifting enormous weight while maintaining steady control over the line. As one shark is secured, another may already be approaching from deeper water, creating a continuous sequence of intense activity on deck. The ocean itself often adds another layer of difficulty. Long swells roll beneath the vessel, causing the deck to rise and fall unpredictably. During rough weather, even routine tasks require extra concentration. Waves crash against the hull, salt spray covers equipment, and strong winds make communication difficult. Despite these challenges, the crew maintains a disciplined rhythm developed through years of experience. Every order from the captain is acknowledged immediately, and teamwork becomes essential for both safety and productivity. Beyond the physical demands, successful shark fishing also depends on understanding the natural behavior of marine ecosystems. Fishermen pay close attention to water temperature, current direction, bird activity, and concentrations of bait fish. These environmental clues often indicate where large predators are most likely to be found. Some regions become highly productive during certain seasons when migratory species move through offshore waters. Captains who understand these patterns can position their vessels more effectively and increase the likelihood of encountering giant sharks. As the voyage progresses, the crew gradually develops a detailed picture of local conditions. Information gathered from each haul influences decisions about where to deploy the next line. Small adjustments in depth, bait type, or fishing location can sometimes make a significant difference. This combination of practical knowledge and observation transforms longline fishing into both a physical occupation and a strategic challenge. During long nights at sea, powerful deck lights illuminate the working area while darkness stretches endlessly across the surrounding ocean. The vessel appears isolated in a vast expanse of water, with only the sound of engines, machinery, and waves breaking against the hull. For many fishermen, these moments reveal both the beauty and the harsh reality of life offshore. Far from land, they depend entirely on their vessel, their equipment, and each other. Mechanical reliability becomes critically important during extended voyages. Engineers regularly inspect engines, hydraulic systems, generator, and refrigeration equipment. A single mechanical failure can disrupt operations and force difficult decisions. Preventive maintenance is therefore treated as seriously as the fishing itself. Every component must remain functional to ensure the vessel can operate safely and efficiently in remote waters. As storage areas gradually fill with the results of many days of work, the crew begins preparing for the eventual return journey. Yet the fishing effort rarely slows. Each remaining day at sea represents another opportunity to improve the voyage's overall success. Lines continue to be set and retrieved, and the routine established at the beginning of the expedition carries on until the final hours offshore. The pursuit of giant sharks with long line gear remains one of the most demanding forms of commercial fishing. It requires endurance, technical skill, careful planning, and respect for the immense power of the ocean. Through changing weather, long working hours, and unpredictable conditions, fishermen continue their efforts with determination. Every haul from the depths serves as a reminder of the challenges hidden beneath the waves and of the remarkable effort required to harvest resources from one of the planet's most formidable environments. In the later stages of the expedition, fatigue begins to affect every member of the crew, yet the demanding schedule leaves little time for rest. Fishing operations continue around the clock, dictated by weather conditions, ocean currents, and the location of migratory shark populations. Even after many days at sea, the crew rises before sunrise to prepare another set of lines. Coffee brews in the galley while deck lights illuminate stacks of bait and neatly organized fishing gear. Outside, the ocean stretches endlessly to the horizon, hiding countless mysteries beneath its surface. As the vessel reaches a promising area identified through experience and observation, preparations begin once again. Thousands of hooks are baited and deployed over many kilometers of water. The process requires precision because tangled gear can reduce efficiency and create serious problems during retrieval. Crew members work steadily as the main line disappears behind the vessel, carried away by currents and marked by floating buoys. Once the gear is set, the ocean takes over. Beneath the waves, giant sharks patrol their territory, following instinctive routes that have existed for generations. Some travel alone through the deep blue wilderness, while others move along underwater structures where prey is abundant. Hours later, when the vessel returns to retrieve the line, anticipation builds among the crew. Every buoy recovered brings them closer to discovering what has occurred beneath the surface. The hauling operation begins slowly, with hydraulic reels pulling the line back aboard meter by meter. At first, only empty hooks and occasional fish appear. Then a sudden surge of tension travels through the line. Experienced fishermen immediately recognize the signs of a large catch. The line vibrates under tremendous pressure, and the machinery works harder as something powerful resists from below. Conversations stop as attention shifts toward the water. Everyone understands that a giant shark may be approaching the surface. As the animal rises from the depths, its immense silhouette gradually becomes visible beneath the waves. The shark circles beneath the vessel, using its strength and weight to fight against capture. Water erupts into white foam as it changes direction with astonishing speed. Even after hours on the hook, these predators often retain remarkable energy. The crew remains cautious, following established procedures designed to maintain control while minimizing risk. Bringing such a powerful creature alongside the vessel is never routine, regardless of how many years a fisherman has spent at sea. The sight commands respect from everyone on deck. Massive jaws, muscular bodies, and powerful tails demonstrate why sharks have dominated marine ecosystems for millions of years. Once the situation is safely managed, attention quickly shifts back to the remaining line. Longline fishing rarely allows time for celebration because hundreds or even thousands of hooks still remain in the water. The process continues hour after hour until the final buoy is recovered and the entire line is back on board. By the end of a major haul, the crew may have worked continuously for many hours with little opportunity to rest. Yet there is satisfaction in completing the task successfully. The combination of teamwork, discipline, and experience allows the operation to continue despite the physical demands. As evening approaches, the vessel may begin preparing for another deployment, repeating the cycle that defines life aboard a longline fishing boat. Day blends into night and night blends into day as the voyage progresses across remote stretches of ocean. The rhythm of fishing becomes the rhythm of life itself. For those who work these waters, every expedition tells a different story. Some voyages are remembered for extraordinary catches, others for challenging weather or mechanical difficulties. Yet all share a common theme: the relentless effort required to operate in one of the world's most unforgiving environments. Far from shore and surrounded by endless water, longline fishermen continue their pursuit with determination, relying on skill, endurance, and generations of maritime knowledge. Their work reveals not only the immense challenges of harvesting resources from the sea, but also the enduring connection between humanity and the vast oceans that cover our planet. As the voyage enters its final days, the atmosphere aboard the vessel changes slightly. The crew can sense that the expedition is approaching its conclusion. Yet there is still important work to be done. Every remaining deployment of the longline represents another opportunity hidden beneath the waves. The captain studies weather forecasts and ocean charts carefully, selecting locations where deep currents and abundant prey may attract giant sharks. Years of experience have taught him that some of the most productive catches can occur near the very end of a trip, when persistence continues long after fatigue begins to set in. Before dawn, the deck becomes active once more. Fishermen dressed in waterproof gear move between bait stations and storage bins, preparing thousands of hooks for another set. The vessel advances steadily through calm morning seas while seabirds circle overhead, occasionally diving toward schools of baitfish near the surface. These signs of marine activity provide valuable clues about the underwater world below. As the first rays of sunlight spread across the horizon, the crew begins deploying the Longline. One hook after another disappears into the depths until a vast fishing system stretches across the ocean. The line remains submerged for hours while the crew performs maintenance, cleans equipment, and prepares for retrieval. During this waiting period, conversations often turn to previous voyages. Veteran fishermen share stories of enormous sharks encountered years earlier, recounting battles that lasted for hours and tested both equipment and human endurance. These stories become part of the vessel's history, passed from one generation of fishermen to the next. When retrieval begins, the atmosphere quickly becomes focused and serious. Hydraulic haulers pull the line aboard at a steady pace while deckhands remove hooks and organize gear. Occasionally, a sudden movement on the line signals the presence of another powerful catch. Each encounter remains unpredictable. Some giant sharks surface relatively quickly, while others fight relentlessly, diving deep and forcing the equipment to endure enormous strain. The crew responds with patience rather than haste, understanding that careful control is essential. In many cases, the struggle between fisherman and shark becomes a test of endurance measured not in minutes but in hours. Throughout these encounters, the ocean constantly reminds everyone of its power. Swells lift the vessel high before lowering it again into deep troughs. Wind whistles through antennas and rigging, while waves strike the hull with rhythmic force. Far from land, nature remains the dominant force, and fishermen must adapt to its conditions rather than attempt to control them. This reality shapes every aspect of offshore fishing. Success depends not only on skill, but also on respect for the environment in which the work takes place. As storage holds gradually fill and supplies begin to decrease, preparations for the return journey become more important. The crew secures equipment, organizes catch records, and performs final inspections of machinery. Yet even during these preparations, fishing operations continue whenever conditions allow. No opportunity is wasted. Every member of the crew understands the economic importance of each additional catch. The final haul of a voyage often carries a special significance. As the last section of Longline is recovered and the final buoy is lifted aboard, a sense of accomplishment spreads across the deck. Weeks of effort, long hours, unpredictable weather, and countless challenges have culminated in this moment. The equipment that stretched across kilometers of ocean is carefully stored, cleaned, and prepared for future expeditions. For a brief period, the vessel becomes quieter. Attention shifts from fishing operations to the journey home. As the ship turns toward distant land, many fishermen spend time reflecting on the voyage. They remember the giant sharks encountered, the storms endured, and the teamwork that allowed the operation to succeed. Beyond the physical catch, each expedition strengthens the bond among crew members who depend on one another in one of the most demanding workplaces on Earth. When the coastline finally appears on the horizon, it signals the end of another chapter in the ongoing story of longline fishing. The harbor that once disappeared behind the vessel now grows larger with every passing hour. Families, markets, and familiar surroundings await, but memories of the open ocean remain vivid. The experience of pursuing giant sharks across vast offshore waters leaves a lasting impression on everyone involved. It is a profession defined by perseverance, courage, and an unwavering commitment to working in harmony with the immense and unpredictable world of the sea. After returning to port, the work of the fisherman is far from over. As the vessel approaches the harbor, tugboats, dock workers, and processing crews prepare for its arrival. The sight of land brings relief after many days or even weeks spent at sea. But the transition from ocean operations to port activities happens quickly. Thick mooring lines are secured, engines are gradually powered down, and the constant motion of the vessel finally comes to an end. For many crew members, standing on a stable dock after an extended voyage feels unusual after spending so much time adapting to the movement of the waves. Once the vessel is safely berthed, unloading operations begin. Refrigerated storage compartments are open. And the catch is transferred using cranes, conveyors, and specialized handling equipment. Every step must be performed efficiently to maintain product quality. Workers coordinate closely as containers move from the vessel to waiting transport vehicles. The harbor becomes a scene of organized activity, with forklifts moving across the docks and crews working to process the results of the expedition. While some workers focus on unloading, others inspect the vessel itself. Longline fishing places enormous demands on equipment, and every voyage leaves signs of wear. Hooks are counted and sorted, damaged lines are replaced, hydraulic systems are checked, and engines undergo maintenance. The captain and engineers review performance records to identify any issues that need attention before the next trip. Proper maintenance is essential because reliability at sea can mean the difference between a successful voyage and a dangerous situation far from assistance. For the fishermen, time ashore provides an opportunity to recover from the physical demands of life offshore. Weeks of lifting heavy equipment, enduring rough weather, and working irregular hours can be exhausting. Yet despite these challenges, Many crew members feel a strong connection to the ocean and look forward to returning. Fishing is more than a job, it is a way of life built around tradition, experience, and a deep understanding of the marine environment. Stories from the latest voyage quickly become topics of conversation. Fishermen discuss the largest sharks encountered, the most difficult weather conditions, and the moments when teamwork proved essential. These experiences become valuable lessons for future expeditions. Younger crew members learn from veterans who have spent decades at sea, while experienced fishermen continue refining techniques developed through years of practical knowledge. This transfer of knowledge helps preserve skills that have been passed down across generations. As preparations for the next voyage begin, supplies are restocked and fuel tanks are replenished. New bait is loaded aboard, safety equipment is inspected, and weather forecasts are monitored closely. The cycle that defines longline fishing never truly stops. One expedition ends, another begins, and a vessel once again prepares to leave the security of a harbor for distant offshore waters. Beyond the docks, the ocean continues its endless rhythms. Currents flow across vast distances, migratory species follow ancient roads, and giant sharks move through deep waters largely unseen by human eyes. The fishermen understand that the sea will never be completely predictable. Every voyage brings different conditions, different challenges, and different opportunities. This uncertainty is one of the reasons the profession remains both difficult and fascinating. The pursuit of giant sharks using longline gear represents a combination of endurance, technical skill, and respect for the power of nature. From the first hook set before sunrise to the final return to port, every stage requires dedication and cooperation. The vast ocean rewards patience but offers no guarantees. Success belongs to those willing to face long hours, changing weather, and the immense strength of the creatures that inhabit the deep. For generations, fishermen have accepted these challenges, venturing far beyond the horizon in search of opportunity. Their journeys reveal the extraordinary effort required to work upon the open sea and highlight the enduring relationship between people and the ocean. As one voyage ends and another awaits, the story continues. Carried forward by the crews who dedicate their lives to navigating distant waters and confronting the mysteries hidden beneath the waves. Thank you for joining us on this incredible journey into the world of giant shark longline fishing. From the vast open ocean to the intense battles beneath the waves, we have witnessed the skill, courage, and dedication of fishermen who face nature as challenges every day. We hope you enjoyed this adventure and gained a deeper appreciation for life at sea. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more amazing stories from the world's oceans. Until next time, stay safe and keep exploring.